Hey folks, it's Babbaginator. We're back in the long dark, currently doing Deadworld, and trying to survive. We are doing okay, but we really could use yeah, we could use some coats. We're really struggling here. Really windy right now too. How close are we to fire starting? By 10 points. That doesn't look like it's going to make any difference. I think we're too far along. Cooking. Already at level 3, so yeah, books are not going to help us. Perfect. I hope. Find out. Need more torches. Okay, put down some teas. Not dead. Not dead yet. We're still ticking. Okay, there we go. Figures. Wind just had to kick up, right? Can't leave us alone. That was your day. Spent most of my day troubleshooting some stuff for work. And partway through the day, I introduced a new problem that wasn't there before, so that's not good. Yeah. I've got to spend some more time tomorrow. Hey, we already have a hatchet. Is this hatchet better than our hatchet? Yeah. Drop that. We got lag. Let's see how bad is it. Ooh, it's slow tonight. Usually we're doing much better. I wonder what's going on. Could be you. But yeah, usually we're topping out. But I'm not certain. I mean, it's within a range that should be acceptable. Good to see you, Rootbeard. We're just taking our leisurely walk through the park. I'm gonna check something else here. Oops. Of course, none of these are what I'm looking for. Nope. Let's see if there's anything currently open that we can get. Well, apparently there's a video graphics driver that could be updated, but I don't think that's what it is. So I'm not certain. Nope. Yeah, everything looks good. We don't have a ton of extra stuff open right now, so oops. Knock this guy down so we can see what we're doing. Should be another carcass here. Should be, doesn't mean there is. No carcass. That's a disappointment. Hmm. Like, no carcasses. Zilch. 0. We should pick up those teas back there. But I think we're just going to book it over to the complimentary arrow. It's just a trophy for us. So, in a bid to try to take better care of myself this year, I woke up this morning and decided I would go back to something I haven't done in a few years, which is I used to have an exercise routine in the morning, just a 20-minute thing that I would do. But that combined with like generally eating smaller meals made a big difference in the long run. You know, I was much healthier, lost a lot of weight. It was the slow process. I didn't go like anything super extreme. I didn't cut myself down to 1,500 calories a day or something crazy like that. I just focused on eating things that I wanted to eat while avoiding like really obviously bad for you stuff. So like no more hitting fast food places out of convenience. You know, instead, you know, I have the luxury of having a full kitchen in my studio, so I use it to cook food. Cook a variety of things. Try to incorporate a few more vegetables into my dishes now, but yeah, just mindful. I'm getting older and trying to avoid. I think I've been on the periphery, on the verge of type 2 diabetes at different points in my life, and somehow managed not to get it. But I think recently I've been playing a little too close to the line, and I could feel my body, you know, shifting in ways that are not good. Like I just started to notice, like I would get like swollen feet at night, and I was like, that's not a good thing. That's definitely a big sign of diabetes coming if you don't deal with it. So, shook up my daily routine, so I'd spend some time walking, you know, later in the day, like have some excuse to go out of the apartment and run some errands, do some chores, do something. And then in the morning, get up and do 20 minutes of more aerobic exercise. But I want to be around for a while. No, unlike this guy who's, I guess he's going to be around for a while. He's not going anywhere. Poor guy. Okay, so we came all the way out here looking for stuff. Now we got more books. Oh, and his buddy went out to the outhouse and never came back. Poor guy. Oh, so you think it might be on your end. No, not yet. Oh, someone left a backpack. Look at that! Free bow. We'll never get to use it, but it's part of our collection of cool stuff we find on this run. Probably should put it somewhere useful. Or not useful. Someplace. Ah, there we go. We found our carcass. Way over here. Whoop. We did not survive the encounter. See if we can warm up faster here. Okay, we're good. Ooh, that's a lot of meat. I'll take that. Okay. Eat that one. Okay, guess we should craft another birch bark tea. Bark. The potato. Then we'll drop cans. Okay, let's see. $31. Everything here is good to go. Hey, Deadpool. Wow. Welcome in, Raiders. You're in early tonight. What you up to? What have you been up to? Do.
Oh! What? Is he bleeding? I think it's on the ground. Fuck.
Ah, feeling faint. I got.
Oh no.
What is going on with this stream here? Okay. Wow, there is some sort of lag going on. That's a pretty big lag. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is somewhat unbearable. Hopefully, it will straighten itself out soon. Let's see. Let's see here. No, bitrate's still low. Well, at the very least, it seems to be holding up now, even if it's behind. Okay, we're good here. Should we just go back to the cabin? I mean, the weather's good, light's good. We should probably keep moving. But now we're only about 5 minutes behind? 3 minutes behind? So yeah, if you're new to this stream, I'm Babbaginator. I am a Long Dark streamer based in Vancouver, BC at the moment. Was living in Saskatchewan. Prior to that, lived all over the United States, mostly on the West Coast. Yep. I'm a writer. I'm a former computer games programmer. I'm a opera librettist. That's a new one. And I'm currently back in school doing a master's in library and information science. Become a professional academic librarian with a special focus on digital scholarship, which is basically using digital tools and computational tools to support and expand the possibilities for research in the humanities and elsewhere in academic studies. So, mostly what I do is work on a team helping other academics, that's graduate students and university professors, figure out how to find the right tools, the right resources, the right approach to accomplish whatever task they're trying to accomplish. Usually involving some large data set or some particularly complicated question that, without technology, would be nearly impossible, if not completely impossible, to solve or answer. We can do those things. Hey, we are back to solid bitrate. Okay, so whatever the upload issue was, it seems to have been resolved. So Raiders, I'm in the middle of doing a Deadworld challenge. This is Deadworld 2.0. It was for a tournament from a year ago, 2 years ago? I don't know, lost track. Anyways, I had intended on participating in a tournament, then life happened, and I was unable to participate, so I never got a chance to do it. So I figured, you know what? Feels like it might be fun to try that now, so we're trying it. Oh, this is definitely too tall to climb down. That's a long way down. So, in Deadworld, there are no living creatures. All animals are dead. From the lowly ptarmigan and rabbit, all the way to the majestic moose and the ever-ferocious bear. Everything is gone. There are some carcasses still lying around. Well, on the whole, things are pretty scarce. The loot level is set a little bit higher than normal for Interloper. It's actually medium baseline, which is more like Stalker, but scarcity is all at like Interloper and above level, so still pretty rare when you find stuff. More variety, just harder to find stuff. And yeah, you can't eat the corpses of people. You can only eat the corpses of animals. But if you haven't seen animals for a while, who can tell the difference? Well, someone asked if we were going to have an Aurora tonight. It seems like we will. Fine by me. Yeah, we lost a little condition trying to get this fire going. Easy come, easy go. It'd be funny if on one of these Aurora nights, if you actually saw a UFO fly by. Something in the sky zips by, and you're like, what? And the game never actually engages it, it's just like this random occurrence. It's like... that would be funny. I mean, there's a crash flying saucer in Fallout 4, right? That's no moon. Exactly. we play our cards right, we might find some birch bark up here. We'll make another tea. Sometimes the moon turns into a skull? I've been spending too much of my after work time lately working on random generators for like RPG stuff. I have historically always written them in JavaScript. Well, almost always written them in JavaScript. But recently I've been trying to teach myself Python. And so I figured it would be a good excuse to look at some of the old generators I've written, see if I could write them better in Python. So, a couple thoughts here. Obviously, we're going to go and camp out here inside the cabin, but well, there goes our torch. Okay. Okay, let's see. Big yawns. Okay. I mean, why are we carrying this stuff around? I don't know. It's Deadworld. There's nothing to shoot, right? It's kind of cool that we have 4 arrowheads and we found a bow. And there's a real arrow that we could use if we wanted to. But what are we going to shoot? We're going to shoot nothing. So they don't take up a lot of weight. I think I'll wait until I go someplace else and then I'll drop them off. Put them in a trophy case or something, like as if I'm playing Skyrim. Stick them everything into trophy cases. Ooh. I'm trying to decide if I want to restart one of my YouTube channel projects. I used to have one, and it's really just like 3 episodes short of 400 episodes. But it's someone there. um, but I used to run like 3 times a week. I used to make videos where I just read a poem by a contemporary poet. And it's just that, I just read the poem. There's no explanation. There's no like deep dive. It's just, sharing poetry that I think people, might not be aware of, that I find interesting or that I enjoy. And so I just read those. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then I got busy and I stopped doing them. And then it was hard to do them. Like I thought about starting it up again last semester, or actually, over this past academic year, but I was living someplace where I had roommates or like flatmates, and so the walls were never like, just there was always going to be background noise. I was like, I don't really want to deal with it, so I put it off. And now this summer I have a place where I have like no background noise, which is great. So I think maybe, depending on how I end up balancing my working hours with the rest of the stuff I do this summer, I'll try to get at least those 3 done. Babbage TikToks. Yeah. That's what people do these days, right? I used to be an adventurer. Exactly. So we're clearing all our extra stuff out. Or Instagrams. Yeah, everyone's doing these like short reels. Yep, I don't need to. Yeah, again with the wind. Your weight. Do we go back to the camp office? Do we... you know what? What we should do is we should go get some coal. And be quick like a bunny. Oh, actually, we got a problem here. Let's do a little bit of thinning down here. Okay, so what don't we need? I don't think we need the leather right now. We don't need this many flares. We don't need this much extra fuel either. Or any, really. We'll just go without. Don't need all the extra cans. We don't need that. We're not likely to craft anything yet, so we're going to leave that behind. And I'll leave a small pile of other stuff over here. Really 3 of those. We don't need a bow. We don't need arrows. book. Okay, we're gonna go light. Okay, we're getting down to something manageable here. Okay. Roller, no, it's root beard. Root beard. Good reference. Dave's not here. I remember that. You know how old I am? I am so old that I heard that skit on a cassette tape, on a bootleg cassette tape that a friend of mine had. Played it in the car for us so we could appreciate it. Yep. Okay, I think we make a trip over to Milton. I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, we can make more tea. Do we have enough firewood for this one? Yeah, we can make this. Let's do the roasted pie. What in the world? So many people visiting us tonight. Okay, welcome in, Raiders. Good to see you. Wow. We had a raid from Deadpool and a raid from Chrisandra. Let's see, shout out to Chrisandra.
Guys, we're gonna drink a hot coffee, and we are gonna get the fuck out of here. I heard a wolf, though. Yikes, indeed. That was terrifying.
Yeah, no worries. Always happy to support other TLD streamers. We are currently playing Deadworld, which is a challenge in which all animals are dead. Yep, that's right. There's no wildlife in this run. There's no predators, no prey. You are living off of whatever you can scavenge. And there's also no health recovery other than from stims or birch bark. But you can't sleep and recover, so that's why we're kind of in low, terrible condition. Okay, so let's grab our stuff. We are going to head out. This is not really the best time to go, but we are going to go. We have dumped most of our extra stuff here. Eat our potato. Going to eat some cattails. We'll eat our porridge too. Ran right by your... Oh no. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. We're just going to go to the cave, so... Just want to head our way to Milton. And torch is out. Okay. Well, that was short-lived. Every little bit helps. So much better when you're not heavy with all that extra junk. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, we're gonna look for coal. We're gonna go over and grab the cattails. We'll climb down and climb back up. Go to Milton. And hope we can finally find a coat. Because we're on day, what, 15 now? And we still have no coat. Let's see. 15, no coats. Thanks for the follow, Cassandra. Yeah. So, other unusual things about this stream, this channel. In addition to watching me play, you can also make requests for me to read poetry, read from my dissertation on 19th century artificial intelligence, make random cat noises or chicken noises, as the case may be, and what else is there? Milton's the best. Okay. Bash always gives free bear coats. Oh. Check under your seat. There's one for you and one for me. No, there's nothing for me. Nothing for me. Oh, Roller has requested. Bear with me while I dissertate. Okay. Let's move ourselves closer to the exit and we will read something from the dissertation. Just want to certain we get all the coal we can. Coal is life out here. It is. I think one of my conspiracy theories about Great Bear is that someone has put a lot of money behind the Angler's book. They keep promoting that book. It's like dropped everywhere. Everywhere. It's like the most common book you'll run into. Okay, so let us read something from the dissertation. Okay, so let's think about where we left off here. Yes, I did a PhD in English literature and creative writing, and I wrote a dissertation on 19th century artificial intelligence, and basically looked at how the machine becomes a person in the 19th century imagination. And traces it from the automaton chess player, the Turk, which was a fake robot chess player, through Frankenstein and Charles Babbage and his work on what would have been the first computer and its impact on the popular imagination around machines and thinking, and then eventually to Sherlock Holmes, with stops among a whole bunch of really weird, probably little known today, short stories and accounts. So we are going to read from the dissertation. Okay. What are we reading today? Are we still in the introduction, I think? Okay, I think we'll pick up about here. We'll start here. This is for people that are, well, if you've been around long enough, you've heard like parts of this dissertation many, many times because people weirdly want to hear it. So you got to give the audience what they want, right? Okay, so this is partway through the introduction, but this is a good point to start. It kind of gets to the meat of what the dissertation is going to tackle. 19th century development of the figure of the machine as a non-human sentient other not only set the stage for 20th century visions and fears about artificially intelligent computers and robots, but offered the machine as a double to the human, a mirror in which society's unease about belief systems in decline were confronted and explored. This dissertation focuses on a particular combination of historical and literary machines and automata, which was instrumental in challenging and expanding the public's understanding of what might be conceived of as a machine other. Although there are a great many texts and machine figures that might be considered, I will limit the scope of this dissertation to the following real and imagined thinking machines. The Turk, von Kempelen's automaton chess player, Frankenstein's creature, as imagined by Mary Shelley and also as later adapted for stage, Charles Babbage's calculating engines, and Arthur Conan Doyle's logically minded detective, Sherlock Holmes. Many deep philosophical questions underlie this dissertation. What does it mean to be human? What traits define us as uniquely human? And have those definitions changed as technology and science have called into question previous definitions of thinking, mind, soul, and heart? Can a non-human become a person? Can thinking and logic be mechanized? And if so, what would the resulting mechanized mind look like? What constitutes a thinking machine? What would the mind of a thinking machine be like? Can a human think like a machine? To address the full ramifications of all these questions goes far beyond the scope of this project, but to some degree I hope to acknowledge these questions and the ways in which they drove and changed the perception of what a thinking machine might be, and what to make of a non-human machine intelligence. I rely on certain key terms throughout this dissertation. In my efforts to reconsider the history and genealogy of artificial intelligence, I've chosen to define artificial intelligence as any sentient being or object constructed from inanimate materials by a human creator. In this respect, the term will encompass more specific terms such as thinking machine and mechanized mind. I will use the term machine-like thinker to describe those human characters who adopt a machine's subjectivity and perspective, performing the idea of machine thinking while operating in a liminal space, that's like a border or threshold space, between human and machine. The Victorian detective figure, as represented by Poe's Dupin and Doyle's Sherlock Holmes, is an example of this type of human thinking machine. This dissertation employs a study of material culture, examining not only the primary text, but also the surrounding articles, reviews, journal entries, and other ephemera that speak to how these figures and ideas were being received by the general public. I also draw comparisons between texts and note the ways in which earlier work and arguments inform later interactions of the idea of a thinking machine and the nature of the machine-other subject. In constructing my arguments and establishing my claims related to the machine thinker in the 19th century, I'm greatly benefited from the scholarly work of Pamela McCorduck, Don E. Lauza, and Min-Soo Kang, each of whom writes about the broad history of thinking machines and automaton figures. Likewise, Doron Swade's detailed considerations of the history and significance of the difference engine and Anthony Hyman's thorough examination of the life and work of Charles Babbage have both been extremely helpful in the chapter exploring the connection between Babbage's engines and the creation of Sherlock Holmes. And the first chapter, well, let's see, maybe we'll pause there. Yeah, we'll pause there. So next time someone requests it, we'll read a few more paragraphs in, and the next section is about the chapter summaries, a breakdown of what the chapters cover. That's a good way. Maybe I'll read one of them just so you have a sense of what it's like. In the first chapter, I argue that the key to the transformation from object to person was the appearance and performance of von Kempelen's automaton chess player. By close reading contemporary eyewitness accounts of the Turk, Duttons, and Windisch, I argue that the Turk challenged prevailing ideas of what constituted a machine by presenting a machine in the guise of a human. Not only did von Kempelen offer the spectacle of a material machine that masqueraded as a human, which in fact was a human, masquerading as a machine, masquerading as a human. He did so while having it interact and respond meaningfully to changing situations and to reflect a self-awareness that suggested something quite immaterial, some sort of mind or soul. Even as its machine nature was continually performed, the Turk was also consciously constructed as a person in its attire, activity, wit and reason, and chess-playing prowess. Its person was further emphasized by the way spectators and opponents described the Turk, pronouns and descriptions, in their accounts, as well as the narratives that the Turk presented about himself, being born, having a harem, possessing opinions and humor. And they would actually do interviews with the automaton chess player, and it would spell out answers in kind of a Ouija board style letterboard. And so the interaction was playful, and it would suggest like that he had a whole history behind himself, which is very weird. Even after the physical embodiment of the Turk was destroyed in a fire, the literary and historical personhood of the Turk is cemented in the public consciousness with the 1857 publication of Silas Weir Mitchell's Obituary for the Turk. Finally, which is really fascinating because it's a really long-winded obituary, as if it's some great historical personage that had just passed away, and only at the very end of the obituary does it mention that it's a machine. So, like, it really leads into, like, the personhood of the Turk. Finally, I examine the way in which the figure of the chess-playing automaton becomes a literary trope and a recurring character in late 19th century short stories, in particular operating as an ambiguous figure of possibly murderous inclination in Ambrose Bierce's story, Moxon's Master, 1893. I close the chapter by pointing to the ways that even as an eventually exposed fake, the Turk enabled a public discourse around the possibility of a thinking machine and the ways in which personhood might be extended to certain types of machine figures. There we go. So that's the summary of the first chapter. Was it woke? Well, here's the interesting thing about it. So what happened was, let's see here. Oh, we're again lagging for a couple seconds here. All right. Yep. Let's back over here. So it was. So early observers in the late 18th century, so late 1700s, when they saw the automaton chess player play chess, the first descriptions moved very quickly from it to he. Almost instantly, people watching the machine play decided it was a person, and they would use he and him. Yeah, so you know, the chess player becomes a he almost instantly. And that sticks. People just think about the chess player as a he. Likewise, later on, when people created automaton dancers or flute players or other like human-like figures doing something, often people would gender them with pronouns. Yeah. Was it woke? I mean, sort of. Only in the minds of the spectators. Okay. It's going to be super cold out there. We have two choices. We could start a fire. Regardless of what we do, we start a fire here. And, maybe we're cooking more potatoes. Potato, potato. We're gonna sit around and wait. We might as well use our time. $38, $39. Okay. Rather not go out there in the storm. There you go. Let's drop some teas down. Oh, it's not going to be ready yet. God, what is up with this? Thought we were done with this. Okay. Look for all the cattails we can. Yep. I'm going to try to stay warm as we can. Try to get down to the cave as quickly as we can, but we also have to get all the food we can. One day, Astrid will own a coach. It would be really nice. And day 15, still no coach. Yeah, still no coach. Oh, wind's dying down. Maybe. The goat coat. You get that from falling off of cliffs, yeah. Okay, almost done. Nice zipping along like this without being heavily burdened. Yeah, it's one of the hidden costs of being encumbered is that it actually costs you more resources and hits you harder in terms of the cold because you're moving slower, so you're out there longer. So sometimes it just makes sense to dump stuff and run. Yep, now we're heavy. I'm gonna have to dump some stuff. Okay, how much over are we? 2. Well, I can tell you we don't need 77. Let's just drop that. And then... no, we don't even need that many. Ah! Didn't mean to drink that. That was useless. Okay. Oh, tell me about it. I'm nervously awaiting the update. When that update finally arrives and we have to deal with the cougar, yeah, it's a whole new game. Death from above. That's my guess. Death from above. Cougar glitch. Ooh. Okay, I gotta get inside the cave before it gets too cold for us. Gotta warm up. Probably have to stay here overnight. Another bedroll. More matches. That's a win. Okay, we're going to be too tired to climb up if we don't take a rest here. Oh, let's see. How are we doing? You know, it definitely got windy out there. Okay, I'll take that. That sounds terrible out there. Oh. And it's actually getting cold enough that we'll have to start a fire. Okay, thanks for dropping in. Hope to see you around. And I'll try to drop into one of your streams too. Three hours. So we'll get another 3 hours of sleep. Yeah. Not dead yet. But the fire keeps going. I mean, the wind keeps going. Wait a sec. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's make up some more food. Do I not have enough? Oh, I don't have enough, used all our flour to make those. Okay. Seems like we're going to be here for a while. Thanks for the follow, Lunch Blaze. We're trying to hold this together. Almost morning. What hour? Oh, finally. Still cold. I think I'll have to use a coal for this one. No, we only got 2 teas left. This we're making coffee. And burdock tea. Everyone's going to bed. Yeah, I got about another half an hour to go, I think. That's my usual. About 2-hour stream. Do we need 5 bandages? No, not really. Again with that wind. That blizzard just will not let go. Just wants to keep hanging out here. Is there anything else we can make or do? Well, we got more of these guys, right? What? Am I the only one left? How did that happen? That's a first for me. Oh, the suspicious weather one. Or like it turns off as soon as you step inside. Okay. Okay, let's take some quality torches. Let's pick up our bedroll. No, quality torches, I said. Quality. Quality. What part of quality do you not understand? Okay. Okay, we are all geared up. No, we're not. We're not geared up at all. We're still missing coats. But here we go. Pick up some tea before we go. So hopefully there's someone else that starts up or a stream before I wrap up in half an hour, right? Usually that's what it works out to be. There's usually someone international, or we're all international, someone in Europe or Australia that decides to start their stream up, and or New Zealand. And then the world's good. Then there's someone we can pass all our faithful followers and viewers on to. Figures. I mean, totally figures, right? You get to the base of the cliff and you're like, I'm going to take my torch up there. No, not today. Okay, let's see what we got. Nothing on the benches. I don't think I've seen anything up here in ages. Maybe on Poland. Yep, someone's dead. Guarantee it's not going to be a deer. Okay, we're just slightly chilly there. Oh look, there's a lockbox key. Where's that one at? Is it the one that's behind the house somewhere? I would really like food. You're not food. No, we don't need that many extra running shoes. Nah, we'll skip that. Nope. Wow, all these fire shells, and we'll never get to use them on anything. Food! Oh, -4. Okay. Okay. Is it warm enough to, I mean, bright enough? You start a fire with the mag lens? Yeah, you can. Look at that. I think it's always funny that we start our fires using the building as like a windbreak, but you would really not want to stick your fire right next to a building. It seems kind of dangerous. Alright. We're still warm. We're still warm. Come on. Three attempts. Oh, 4 attempts. 4 attempts failed. Wow. You really don't want me to succeed, do you? We're just gonna go up to the fire striker. I know it's wasteful, but hey, it's like an extra 10%, right? Till we get to... Wow! We really are not supposed to have this fire going. It's like 5 attempts failed. It's like the world's worst fire starter. Astrid, come on. Come on, fire. Little fire. Much better. Hey, plus. Why do I feel like we're gonna... No, maybe not. Okay. Are you saying there's no audio? Hello, hello, hello? Mics are working. Everything else is working. We're good. Welcome in, maybe cat. Let's go. Off we go. Windows stopped. It's so weird to do this challenge and not have to worry about wildlife at all. You just have to worry about the cold and about the fact that you can't recover or anything. I really hope we find another stem. Really hope. Okay. Yeah, Deadworld's such a trip, right? You're so used to having to deal with animals that... Yeah, I've just been doing this this is my second attempt at Deadworld, I think. Second or third? I can't remember. But anyways. We forced our way in. Take the water. Come on, coat. Surely there's got to be a Mackinac somewhere in the region, right? Look, more food. Stump remover. Stump remover. Not stump me. Stump me mover. No, it's not the same thing. Porch. Oh, someone has placed a request in for Baba Block. Oh, let's see here. Baba Block, Block. There you go. Second go juice. Huzzah. Oh. Wow, look at all the peaches. Millions of peaches. Peaches for me. Put their... Let me see if the sound Okay. Did it go? Did you get your annoyed cat? You only got one. Hold on a second. We'll give you... We'll try to play that again. My alerts. Did you only get the Baba Meow? You didn't get the... Supposed to get the... Did it play properly? There's a meow 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 as well, I think. Yeah, there's a separate one. There's a big one for 1,500 channel points, which is ridiculous. Why would someone spend that much? Did you get the 3 one? The meow meow meow? So there's one called Meow Meow Meow, but you have to have 1,500 channel points to get it, so... Maybe you don't have enough points right now? Or maybe I reassigned them. I can't remember. What was I gonna do? Oh, I was gonna cook some... Oh, look, there's water here, too. Okay. I think we're gonna start this fire, use it to cook up all our extra food. Can't believe we have 4 cans. 4 cans of peaches. Do I need to make some more sound redeems? Wait a sec. Didn't we have a pot? We had a pot. Where do we put our pot? Is it back up there? That's annoying. I swear we left our pot back on the, yeah. Try to find our missing pots. This is good. I think I left it up here. Oh, definitely need to get going soon. But we should probably... I'm going to get greedy and grab all these. Make a lot of acorn meals out of acorns. Okay, so yeah, I think I accidentally left the pot over here. Stupid things to do. Leave your pot behind. Granted, there's going to be another one in Grandmother's, but still. Yeah, yeah. Back when I was streaming from home, before I decided to go back and do another master's degree and ended up living on campus, I used to do all my cat noises in real time, just on request, on demand. But since I stream usually later in the evening, it's just a little too distracting for, you know, if I have flatmates or thin walls between me and the next dorm. Making a lot of cat noises and a little bit distracting for people. I mean, I think it would still be funny if someone tried to write me up for that. It's just like, someone filed a formal complaint that you've been making cat noises late at night. Or there's been a cat. You have a cat in your room? No. Well, someone says you have a cat in your room. Well, it's not a real cat. Okay. Try again. Where are we going this time? We're going into the town. Going into town. Your best to find clothing. Kajitinator? I did toy around with running a Skyrim. I thought about streaming Skyrim and playing as a Khajiit and just making cat noises the whole time. But, you know what? There's just not. There's just too many other, like, Skyrim streamers, and I would have to really commit to the cat thing. Like, get cat ears and only speak in cat. That would probably get me a follower, a furry following, which maybe not what I was looking for, but more potatoes. Yeah. Nah, I like playing Long Dark. It is, for the most part, relaxing to me. I have thought about streaming some other things, but most of the stuff I would probably stream probably won't have a big draw anyways. So I wonder about it. It's like, you know, if I stream something that's pretty obscure or not very popular, would anyone tune in? More useless items. Give me a coat here. We got more underwear, but I think we already have enough underwear. No magical coat just sitting here on the bed, huh? Unlikely to have one thrown into the shower. No. Can't trade up for socks though. Oh, you look forward to twine when you're at work? Yeah? Well, maybe I'll bring that back. I'm trying to figure out where to fit it exactly in my schedule, since I'm trying to work 4 or 5 hours a day with the new campus job. 4 hours is about my target, but occasionally I get like a project that I'm working on that hits a snag and I have to spend some extra time working on it. So like today was like that. It's like something... There's these really old WordPress sites that were like WordPress 5.82 is what they were at. And the professor who owns the sites has asked us if we could, after the migrating it to a new server, that was before my time. The new problem was basically that the updates had never been run, so many potatoes. So current WordPress is 6.52, so there's a long journey to get that thing updated, which we can't do in one go. We have to like do little steps until we can figure out where things are breaking and how to fix that. So today's goal was to get it into the 6.0, so I'm at 6.00 and it works, or it was working, and then I did break something that I have to track down in the course of the update. I think there was something that happened, and it's like a multi-site, so it's a weird setup, but basically there's a network admin that controls, or like the network admin, so you log in, you have 2 sites that actually share the same SQL database. Crazy. Yeah. One of the sites is working. Both sites work perfectly fine for the viewer, like for the person visiting the site. No, we don't need the flashlight. But the netadmin basically privileges one of them as being sort of the default site. So when you log in and you want to add or update something, add plugins or update plugins or themes, you would log in and then it would take you to this particular default landing page for the dashboard for that one site. Except for the default is not working. The second site is working fine on the dashboard. Weird. Oh, we were already here. Okay. Okay. Anyways, that's spend a little bit more time tomorrow. I think I have an idea of what might have happened. One of the recurring problems is that sometimes when there's an update, WordPress incorrectly changes some of the entries in the SQL database. I say incorrectly as it does it in such a way that breaks how our install works. And I think a lot of the problem has to do with the fact that it is a multi-site, and dealing with single installations would have been much, much better, but that's not how it was done. So I was talking to my boss, and she said, well, it was done that way because there was a time in which they were only authorized to have one WordPress install. So the way around it was to make it a 2-in-1. So a multi-site. But having them separate would be so much easier, because it would be easier to figure out why something's not working instead of having to wade through the database and try to see which thing is not being read or which thing has a corrupted value. Yeah, it's all intertwined. Trying to remember where the cache is here. Yeah, okay. Everything's boarded up now. Yet another knife. Oh, another raid. Welcome in, Tormuse. Good to see you. You know, we're planning to wrap up and raid someone in a few minutes too, so. We were just, someone was, chat was just commenting about the fact that...
Are you gonna awoo?
That, yeah, there's, I haven't checked again, but there was the point where I was the only person streaming the long arc. Like, how did that happen? I don't know, it's still the case. Yeah, we're still doing Deadworld. Running low on torches though. Oh, well, it's not going to matter here. Yeah, we're going to wrap up here soon. Go to Grey Mother's. So this is where we're going. And where we're going to wrap up for tonight is Grandmother's. More salt, which we don't need. Okay, there we go. Why is that a crude broth? Acceptable broth. Oh, I see. Conditions worse. Okay, perfect. Okay, what else can we do? So many potatoes. We got a lot of stuff to fix here. We do have the wool mitts. We should be using those. Okay, so we'll finish looting this, and then we will wrap up for the night. That sounds pretty rough. 2 ganging up. That is just more cloth and not enough clothing. Okay. Just have a few more places to check and then we're done for the night. Another flare shell? Oh, we could open up a shop. I think I see a coat. Another mag lens. So I try to get up there. just coffee. Yeah, I think I have a copy of it. I think I did purchase it on Steam at one point. 2D Minecraft, yeah. I mean, it is a fairly deep game in terms of... Oh, another sewing kit. Another pair of socks. Okay. Okay. What? We failed again? Oh, that sucks. Okay, we will worry about this in the morning. It's like starting fires. We're terrible. We're terrible at everything. Okay, finally. New pair of mittens. Trade out. Okay, I think it's time for us to get some sleep. Still no coat, though. Still no coat. Didn't we see something? One of the rooms? Yeah, it's just more thermal underwear. Great. We're very clever like that. Okay. Bedtime for Astrid. Okay, so before we wrap up, we will read a poem. Got nothing else to do, might as well just tear these things up. Astrid just lies in bed and tears up stuff. Well, we're finally at double digits. Okay. Okay, we made it to a new day. It's day 16. Yeah, so we're doing well. We are going to, as promised, we'll read one more poem. What are we going to read here? Guess we should find out. Poem chooser long. I guess we could read that one. We'll try one more just to see if there's anything else. Oops. We did that one recently. Halfway. Okay, we'll just do long. The original one. Okay, so this is from page 50. Okay, so this is from my second book of poetry, Babbage's Dream, published by Sundress Publications in 2017. This is the book that revolves around the history of computers, programming languages, artificial intelligence, and Charles Babbage. This poem is a riff on variable type long, which is for storing long integers or very, very big numbers. As long as possible, the story continues while there is breath in the iron-lunged moon, while the stars inch onward in their slow, unremitting deaths, the night unspooling the horizon's dark line, while the cicadas call from the edge of the earth, while there is room enough to recover, to receive, while there is rain, the parking lots forming oceans, the alleys rivers, the old lady on the corner in her bed of papers, a cocoon spun out of every breath she exhales, her face rough with words and dates, the photographs of strangers. Tonight, the streets all fold into one, their names meaningless, and here everything fits inside this hole I have carved in my chest, the space where I let the wind sound the strange song that I carry with me, that says everything and nothing about who I am and who I forgot to be. Okay, so that is long. So, I think like the poem is kind of, in a very weird way, it's kind of a nod to some of the poems in my first book. There's like the old lady on the street, and, making a bed out of newspapers and then falling asleep and then having her face printed with the words, the language of the newspaper and the images of the newspaper was something that I had seen when I lived in Los Angeles. Not that specific individual, but people like who did sleep on the street and tried to make themselves a nest of whatever they could find. And then, yeah, newsprint would transfer sometimes. You'd see a little bit of it on their faces sometimes. And so, yes, that's a detail that kind of came out of my own experiences in Los Angeles, the things I had seen and observed. And I think, too, there's something about this, the whole poem is really this unspooling of an idea. It just keeps continuing on, like unraveling this particular image. And then it turns at some point and becomes about like this hole I've carved in my chest. And there's this moment in the poem where basically the speaker turns into like a wind instrument, and it's a nod to something I remember reading from Khalil Gibran in The Prophet when he talks about joy and sorrow, and says that the same I think it's the same flute that sounds forth music was once carved out with the knives of the instrument maker. So it's about sort of like there's two sides. You can't have a separation between joy and sorrow, that there's always one entangled with the other. That they basically define each other. Like the existence of one is meaning. I guess the meaning of one is present with the existence of the other. Without the other, there's nothing to compare to, and you wouldn't know what is joy, or you wouldn't know what is sorrow. Yeah, so anyways, some like kind of deeper nods to like things I'd read in the past that continue to linger with me. And then just sort of the and just sort of this weird moment with the parking lots turning into oceans, alleys, rivers. Less so Los Angeles, although that once in a blue moon will happen in Los Angeles. You get a major, strange rainfall. But it was definitely true in Taiwan, in Taipei City, especially when it rained. It could rain a lot. And yeah, everything turned into a lake or into a river for the next 24 hours. And then it all kind of was gone. So, okay, so that's where we're going to wrap it up for tonight. Let's figure out who we can go raid. This is the big question, I guess, tonight. Who can we go raid? Ah, Maddie's up. Okay. Let's bring the crowd over to Maddie. Okay, so Maddie Freshwater, long-time TLD streamer, really talented, funny guy. Let's go head over there. Okay, and thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. I'll be back again. Actually, I have to double check that. I think the plan is that I'll be on tomorrow night, but let's see here what it says. I will not be, well, I don't know. I don't know yet if I'm going to be on tomorrow night. I may have another commitment tomorrow night, so we'll see. Okay, so I may or may not be on tomorrow night. I might be able to fit in an afternoon stream, maybe. Depends if I solve the problem that I'm working on for tomorrow's job situation. Otherwise, Wednesday night, maybe? We'll see. Okay, so let's head on over there. Thank you all, and we'll see you on the other side of the raid.